Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there.
So, we are looking at a beautiful painting of a beautiful energy, spirit, soul.
And she's probably one of my absolute favorites.
And so, this is Kwan Yin, and many might have heard the name but not really know the goddess.
Right. She's just so wonderful and beautiful, and there's just not enough words for me to explain about how beautiful this being really is.
And, we recognize her as a goddess, but also as a bodhisattva. So, she's an interesting one, most definitely, because she's recognized in Japan, in China, and in Tibet, and in India, so she's kind of a universal goddess in many ways.
Extremely far reaching.
And again, universal goddess / bodhisattva. As we look at another picture here, and this one, you could tell it comes out of Indian Hindu tradition because of the four arms there, signifying that it's a higher divinity. And so Kwan Yin, and it could be spelled a lot of different ways. Quan, and then also Kwan, or the whole thing together, and also Guanyin. So she is the goddess of mercy and compassion, one of the major deities in Buddhism. In Sanskrit, her name is Padma Pani, born of the lotus.
That is absolutely beautiful.
And so, one of the most famous Buddhist mantras that there is Om Mane Padme Hum. And for me, that's the one I could get lost in easiest. And we've noticed that it really does develop the light body Merkaba.
It really does. And it also brings a whole lot of comfort.
Yeah, it's just kind of soothing. So she's the goddess of mercy, primarily singled out in Buddhist philosophy. Stories and legends about this goddess can be found in many texts where she's called a bodhisattva. Kwan Yin is the symbol of motherhood, virtue, and compassion. Her essence is pure compassion. She is able to feel pain and help ease it to the whole world. She can also help to conceive children, heal a disease, protect in sorrow, and render harmless the spears of an enemy in battle. There are thousands of different incarnations or manifestations of Kwan Yin. Usually she is depicted as barefoot, a gracious woman dressed in white flowing robes. I see her as very white. I see a lot of white around her, don't you?
I see a lot of purity there.
Yeah, there's definitely a white and a purity. The other thing, she has kind of the energy that I felt as a young boy speaking to Mary. Doing prayers, Christian Catholic prayers to Mary.
Well, very comforting, very approachable.
Exactly. So, usually seen in flowing white robes with a white hood gracefully draped over the top of the head, carrying a small upturned vase of holy dew. She stands tall and slender. She may also be depicted seated on an elephant, standing on a fish, nursing a baby, holding a basket. She has 3 birthdays, the 19th of the 2nd, 6th, and 9th month. That's interesting as well. And now there you're looking at a very, very high form. Now again, when you look at these things and you see the multiple arms, think about the arms kind of representing densities or dimensions. The more arms, the higher up the totem pole, kind of, so to speak.
Yes, so for those who don't know.
And she graciously appears in our lives when it is time to cherish and nurture our wholeness through compassion. And Buddhism's all about compassion. She basically teaches us how to be compassionate not only to others, but to ourselves. Do you find yourself irritated or indifferent to the suffering of others? What keeps you from showing compassion to them? Have you ever hurt others in order to avenge your pain? Do you fear that you will hurt if you open your heart to others? If so, it's time to awaken Kwan Yin energy inside you. Kwan Yin teaches us that the way to ease your suffering is to develop compassion for yourself. The one who knows how to be compassionate to himself will be able to show compassion to others. Very much so. Forgiveness starts with the self, and that's why when so often I'll hear people, because they've been taught to always focus on repent, repent, repent. Well, yeah, repent, sure. But don't focus on everything that you're doing that's wrong. Cultivate the good. Find the love. Look for the good in things and build on that. And drive the compassion through there.
Well, when we focus on the problem gets bigger. When we focus on a solution, the solution gets bigger. And she's a wonderful solution.
She is. And so here we see Kwan Yin Avalokiteshvara, which is, again, it's a bodhisattva. And a bodhisattva is basically, you have these beings that can do the ultimate thing, the ultimate step. They can go and merge back into the oneness of God, Prime Creator, Source. But they don't, because they stop just shy, because they want to help us, every single one of us, get up to the same level. And so, part of Kwan Yin's story is that she could have merged back with the Godhead, but she decided that as long as there's one human that's suffering, she won't.
Exactly, and that's why I just appreciate her so much, and I feel like I could bring any issue to her. I'm not afraid of her. There's nothing that to fear going to this being. You can tell her anything, your deepest secrets, and sometimes we do need to confess our deepest issues to someone, and this is the being.
And so we did one talking about Tara, green and white Tara, and the other colors as well. And many recognize that Tara and Kwan Yin are ultimately one. They are kind of interchangeable. Kwan Yin, is just one that is a little bit more recognized in certain areas, in certain traditions, but they're both very, very much that same sort of divine, beautiful, compassionate, feminine energy that the world really needs to be cultivating.
Oh, so much, yes.
So I just wanted to share this with you. Now, her mantra is a very simple one, and let's see if we got one over here. There are some different ones. Now, the one we do is very, very simple. It's just Namo, which is like a greeting. Quan Shi Yin Pu Sa. Quan Shi Yin Pu Sa, which is just referencing her as a bodhisattva, or an enlightened being that is here to help ease the suffering of others. And so we're just giving her thanks for her help in lifting up this world. And this mantra will definitely bring peace to you. And of course, as we said before, when we're doing Om Mane Padme Hum, we're also referencing her, as well as if we do, Tare Tutare Ture Zvaha.
Yes, all very beautiful energies to help uplift and just magnify your own essence.
So I'll have all these links for you guys. And, I hope that you'll embrace the energies and see what they do to you. Most definitely what my experience has been is one of opening up the heart.
Definitely, yes.
And guys, we want to thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Anybody that needs to reach us at EEARTS at protonmail.com if you want to set up a time for a session or spiritual coaching. As always, God bless and namaste.
Namaste.